Hi, I'm Enchanting Nubian Net. Welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Today I'm going to focus on this news story that has been in the news for a few days now about a Maryland woman whose name is Mika. And her friend Queen, they traveled to Tunisia to spend the week. And they made reservations at a luxurious hotel called the Penthouse Suites Hotel. Now, they went out to a club, and Mika, she's really not a club person from what I gather, reading the article and looking at various videos. So after some time, after she spent a night with her friends, they were out, she went back to her room. And when she did go upstairs, she realized that she did not have any tissues. So she went back to the hotel lobby for the tissues. However, unfortunately, she was given substances and she woke up in the back of a moving car, panicked, distressed. Of course, anyone would be in this situation. One minute you're in your hotel and the next minute you're in a moving car. You don't know how you got there, who put you in there, and you're not feeling your full self. Your yourself with your all of your comprehension and whereabouts. So this woman truly had to fight her way to get free, thinking about her children that's left behind in the United States who need her, and again, fighting for survival. Another point I want to make is that there was a room key that was lost. So I believe it's Mika that perhaps early in the day she had lost a key, and then she did get a replacement. So thinking about this, you know, when the hotel staff provided the key, you know, thinking about the key as an opportunity to insert their, manipulation, because they had a duplicate key and they were able to grant someone else access to her as well, even without her realizing this. So, it could be part of an engineered setup, because again, this story has so many different aspects of it. And even though I know that it was on one news channel, Fox 5 DC, but it's on, TikTok, is also on Instagram as well. There's many different details. So if the staff had to issue a new key, of course they would know the room number, the time they provided that key to her. And again, they could have access to control who and how her movements were monitored. All right, so I'm going to go back to, when she had to fight for her way out now. Because her friend, Queen, when she returned to the hotel after going out to the club, it stated that her friend went to the hotel staff to find out what happened to Mika. She knows that Mika left earlier than she did. She should be in the room, sleeping or just in the room, period. Her friend stated that the hotel staff ignored her pleas for help. They acted very dismissively. And you know what? This was proven because I saw a short video clip of them, just, gaslighting her, just stating that, that she didn't come back to the hotel. They don't know what she's talking about, that type of thing. So at this point, we know that it's so extremely challenging and very dangerous for women traveling by themselves. You have to make sure that you are, being very observant. Even though, of course, you're pleasant, but anyone who is, trying to be too friendly, you have to be very cautious and not let them know that you're actually, there by yourself. You have to say things like, you have someone who's, going to travel, be in your company very soon, or, you're meeting with the group, what have you. So let's continue, everyone, because this is extremely, you know, saddening. And just to know that the hotel staff allegedly was in on, this abduction, this trafficking, and thankfully she was able to fight for her way to get free. Use all of her might, all of her, power to really get out of that situation alive. It's extremely, extremely frightening. And to think that her friend, you know, went into the hotel, asked the staff about someone who checked in, who made a reservation, who they know was with her, and she had to beg for their help, and she was stonewalled. Meanwhile, a hotel, especially like this, is very high end, it looks very luxurious. They should be a refuge for anyone who is staying there. They should be the one to protect their customers. They have their key cards, they have people at the front desk, there are cameras that are in several places surrounding the hotel on every single floor. So this woman should not have been treated the way she was at all. So definitely, they need to have a lot of documentation, Mika and Queen, regarding this case, because who knows how many other women or anyone had to go through this or is missing because of this. You know, they should have been treating this as a serious allegation that deserves to have receipts and accountability. So, regarding this case, there needs to be official statements. I'm sure that the women have that now. I don't know, I haven't seen them, but I'm sure they had to contact the Tunis police, prosecutors, the U.S. Embassy in Tunis as well. First and foremost, who can advocate for them as Americans, who are traveling, who are vulnerable. And from what I know, even the woman Mika, because she went downstairs from the room to ask for toilet tissue, she didn't have anything with her. She didn't have her wallet. She didn't have identification. She didn't have all of those things, her phone, that's very much needed when you're traveling, only because she thought she was going to get the toilet paper and go right to her room. That should have been it. Definitely, they should be legal filings, with because this is a kidnapping, also assault. Everyone, if you haven't seen the video of Mika, she had two black eyes, scratches all over her face, especially her forehead, and also she even said there's scratches all throughout her body, and just having the two huge black eyes. And she's a brown woman, and she has pronounced, you know, um, injury to both eyes. You can tell that she was in for a huge, huge struggle. Really, really sickening. Also, a hotel has the verified times that they were there, again, with a security camera, the rides, of going to the club and even returning to the club. Well, and even medical documentation. So, this is a true legal case. It's very much very horrible. And from what I know, this news was broadcasted on September 24th, like I said, just a few days ago. However, because this is a very prestigious and upwardly mobile, hotel, they definitely should have a lot of tracking enabled. Of course, when she made the reservation, the time they checked in, seeing the footages of both Queen and Mika, and when they left as well. And again, because the staff members allegedly are a part of this, the investigators really need to see, what was left on the security cameras and what may have been removed as well. Really horrible. And what we don't know yet about that key, because I'm just wondering, they recently checked into the hotel and already her key card was lost. I wonder whether the hotel did maintain the key use logs, because some hotels, they do log when duplicate keys are created. Okay, that's definitely more evidence as well. And whether the replacement key, definitely had the same level of access as the first key they had, regarding being able to open that key for restricted areas as well. And regarding the, surveillance footages, I would love to know what was shown in the hallways when they went to check in, the room, the elevators that they had to ride on. Of course, the room entry, the timing when they entered the room and when they exited as well. So this is a very in-depth legal investigation that must take place. There's a lot of evidence. I'm sure both women turned in, and I'm very, very disappointed, of just hearing of another country that I wasn't aware where there's trafficking happening, to people. And it saddens me. It doesn't matter, who the people are, but, even if you go to Africa, you want to go to, to see the motherland, you want to go to just another country to explore and to see their culture and to have this horrible experience there is very, very heartbreaking. So I'm going to, keep looking into this news story, and just to find out if there is any more evidence, and more about the hotel staff as well. Because at this time, I don't know of anyone being arrested as yet, but for this woman to be begging, pleading, for the hotel staff to give her any information about her friend who recently checked in, and they're ignoring her and gaslighting her, that definitely shows that they are guilty in my mind. It's horrible that so many people would work together to do such evil. So everyone, what are your thoughts about this case? And, it really, makes me think, and just to be even more cautious when I do want to travel in the near future, and to make sure that I do even more research to find out, if the reviews are legitimate, and also to look at different websites to find out about the particular hotel that I may plan to stay, because, we can't rely on even reviews these days, because so many times they could be fake, But this is a story that unfortunately happened to her, but thankfully she is alive and able to tell everyone to beware of this hotel. Okay, this Tunisia Penthouse Suites. So everyone, thank you again for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And stay safe wherever you are, and keep your head on a swivel.
The woman says she was drugged and kidnapped on vacation in Africa and barely escaped with her life.
She's just gotten home, and tonight she shares her story with Bob Barnard.
I don't know what happened to me. Just know I was trying to fight. I was fighting for my life. A grown-ass man. I was fighting for my life. You know what I'm saying?
We met best friends Mika and Queen at Mika's home in Montgomery County. They just got home Tuesday from what was supposed to be another one of their adventurous week-long vacations, this time to Tunisia. That's in northern Africa.
It was traumatizing. Like, even here, like now, like she got her own house, I got my own place. We stayed together. Like, we still scared, because it's like, I don't even know what happened. I don't know how it happened. I don't know if y'all...
Mika says this past Saturday night, after returning from a club, she was drugged and kidnapped from her hotel after going to the lobby to get some tissues.
The next thing I remember, I'm in the back of a car. And I just start opening doors. I start panicking. I'm opening doors. I'm trying to get out.
She says a man was behind the wheel.
He's trying to pull me back in the car. I'm yelling, help, help, somebody help me. He's covering my mouth. That's where these scratches are from. He punching me all right here. I don't know if he thought he was going to knock me out, but I kept fighting. It was nothing. It had to be angels or something with me for me to... It's a grown man. He's punching me in my face, on my forehead, and both of my eyes. He's punching me. So I'm like... I just kept thinking I got to get back home to my kids. Like, I just got to get back home to my kids. So I just kept fighting. We're fighting. He's hitting me. We're going blow for blow. He's hitting me. I'm hitting him.
Queen was back at the hotel, the Penthouse Suites Hotel in Tunis. This is from its website. She says they were less than helpful.
And I'm running around the hotel looking for her. And like, bro, y'all want to tell me where she is? Like, what's going on? What's going on? And they started telling me like, oh, she left with this person, or she left with this person, or she made a friend. And I'm like, how can she make a friend? She doesn't speak these languages.
Mika has 2 black eyes, scrapes on her arms, and other injuries. She was able to get away and frantically make it back to the hotel.
All I could do was like go and try to get help and go downstairs and beg for help like, please, y'all help me. She was hurt. Please help me, please. I have videos. They're like walking away. They like, this didn't happen here. We don't know what you're talking about.
They called the U.S. Embassy in Tunis and were soon met by embassy staff and local police. Mika sharing her story on TikTok and Instagram.
They really tried to kidnap me in Africa. I feel like they never expected for me to come back. I was not supposed to come back to the hotel. I was supposed to, whatever plan they had for me, God had another plan.
We've reached out to the State Department, the Embassy of Tunisia in Washington, and that hotel in Tunis, but haven't heard back from any of them. If we do, we'll let you know.